The records are now open. Welcome, everyone. You have found yourself live, or maybe on the replay, but so far live on the 327 episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. We're positioned for a powerful transmission today with the eclipse energy. So come on in, say hello once you get here. Thank you for joining me inside of this sacred classroom this morning, because truly you could be anywhere. And I'm excited that you are here joining me for the quest for self-truth and evolution. If that's what you're looking for, you are in the right place today. We are going to explore through the realm of the Akashic records. And again, let me bring awareness to the galactic alignment that we are currently working with. Eclipse season is officially open. We had the first pass through the eclipse portal with the full moon that we experienced earlier this week. And eclipse times are times for accelerated growth. Which brings me to our topic today. The Akashic records are a spiritual technology that are available to each and every one of you once you know how to use them, that will help you, that will bring instantaneous wisdom, guidance, and clarity from God mind, from universal consciousness for you during this time of rapid acceleration. So here's what's going to happen over the course of the next 30 minutes together. We're going to jam inside the Akashic records. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner or advanced. I'm going to give you a high-level overview of what the Akashic records are, how we're going to use them today, so that we can all play together. All right. Also, so we can all play together, say hello to me once you get here. Let me know who's joining me. Lisa, I see you. Katie, what's up, Shell Baby? Radiant Energy Angel, I'm so happy that you are here. Ooh, Apollo just joined us. I felt him jump on my chair. There. Uma, I see you here. Dink, I see you here on Instagram. Welcome, everybody. Ravina, hello. Those of you who are joining on the replay as well, hello. Buckle in. Apollo's here to help us hold the energy. We are going to bring through some radical activation from the realm of the Akashic records today. All right, so we're going to jam for the next half an hour. You guys are going to ask questions. You can already see my chat box lighting up with questions. This is how the Akashic records work. I said I would give you a high-level tutorial so that we could all play together. First, let me introduce myself, though, because I imagine we have a couple newbies here in this space. Let me know if you are a first-timer coming in. I'm Emily Harrison. I'm the founder and director here inside the Akashic Academy, which is a modern-day mystery school specializing in training in your Akashic records. The Akashic records are the realm of consciousness that hold all information, past, present, all possible futures. And this intelligence is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. You can also call this realm of consciousness God mind, universal intelligence. And when we tap into this space, when I say tap in, it means become a vibrational match. You have mechanisms and gateways within your body that are already connected to God mind. In order to access them, you have to achieve a certain vibrational frequency yourself. It's part of the training and how to remember how to access your records. But then once we achieve that vibrational coherence, and many of you have achieved that through dream state, through meditation, you've stumbled into your records and had aha moments and had downloads. And think about that for a second. Allow your innate, your higher self, to bring into your awareness a time when you might have stumbled into your Akashic records and not necessarily used that languaging. Came into the library of universal intelligence. So when you learn how to do that on purpose, think about what an incredible resource tool this comes. You then have access to all information. And when we're talking about evolution here on the planet, self-knowledge and self-mastery, Having access to soul level information can help us understand why we're stuck in areas of lack and limitation, why we are creating repetitive, unfulfilling circumstances in our careers, in our relationships. You're doing it. I'm doing it. No one else doing it to you. You are not a victim to anyone other than yourself and your own subconscious patterning. But that's what the Akashic Records can help us see, is what we miss, because subconscious means that it's happening below our awareness. So of course we're going to miss it with our logical minds. We have to tap in through our intuitive minds and begin to see ourselves from this different perspective. Okay? So that's one way we use the records, is to heal ourselves and to heal the patterns of physical reality that we're creating that we don't want to create. Ultimately, freedom is the name of the game. Experiencing ourselves as godlike creators so that we can create a life that is fulfilling and free and in the highest potentiality and good for ourselves and everyone connected to us. That's what we incarnate here on planet Earth to experience. And you can see we've gotten quite derailed as a humanity based on what we're creating. Just look at our collective reality. But this is a time of rise, of evolutionary rise and light on our planet. We are aligned to galactic center right now, which is sending photons of light that are activating aspects of your DNA, waking up your intuition so that you can look at life differently. Your psychic senses are coming online, your intuitive senses, which allow you to perceive beyond the physical plane of existence. And see why that's very helpful when we're talking about the subconscious mind and areas where we can't actually see or understand or get to the information or the intelligence of why we are the way that we are. But when we turn on these other senses and we begin to look at ourselves differently, and we look at energy differently, and we look at our patterns and we self-reflect, what happens is we begin to see different things, and all of a sudden life makes sense. And Akashic Records are going to help you guys do that today. Also, we use the records to tap into the highest levels of creative genius. But I can assure you, tapping into these higher levels of creative genius is work that you must initiate into. You got to do enough of the clearing your trauma and your dense energy and understanding of self. You've got to really know and understand yourself before those higher levels of access unlock, where you can truly tap into your creative genius. Because y'all, here's the truth. Your creative genius is so badass that it can not only shift this planet, it can create universes. And so we want you to do that with a very high level of consciousness. We want you to solve your own shit first before you get access to that level of power, okay? So let's get to some shit solving today in the Akashic Records. One thing that you need to know is that the records work by invitation only, which means we have to invite forward the intelligence that we're looking for. We have to ask questions, okay? The records will only give you the intelligence that you are ready to receive. How does it know what you're ready to receive? You ask the questions. So light up my chat box with the questions. I'm going to get through as many of them as I can here today. I do want you to know that something very cool happens. The energy builds on itself. So by the time we're at the end of our episode today and we've answered several questions, it will feel like a more full and complete teaching has come through the guides today. So I want to encourage you to stay for everything so that your soul gets what you came for. Oh, hell, I'm going to give you a present too at the end. That's always a great reason to stay. Stay till the end because I got a really cool present that I want to share with you too. All right. I also want to share with you that if you ask a question and I don't get to it specifically today, you will still get an answer from your Akashic Records, from the universe. Your job is to pay attention and to understand and receive that when it comes in and acknowledge it. It might come in through a dream. It might come in through a conversation you have with somebody else. It might also come in through the channeling when I'm answering someone else's question. So if I am answering someone else's question and you feel a resonance within that this message is for you and it's serving you, it is. You can receive that like it was your own, okay? All right, yes, apologies for definitely all of the S-bombs I've dropped today. Shit first, power follows. Yes, you can quote me on that one. All right, so dinner. It's always fun pronouncing things live on the air. Din, how am I just going to call you Din? All right, you're about to sign up for an expensive program, need to know whether or not to do it. All right, so I personally love expensive programs. I love investing in myself at a really high level. So I look for things that are top of the line and really cause me to stretch and feel like they're in alignment with my soul and that there's a soul yes behind. I have found that the times when I have invested in myself in this way, where it was a soul yes, but my logical mind could not even explain why I needed to do something. And for me, the bigger story here looks like it was a $25,000 investment and training that I didn't have in terms of being an entrepreneur that I needed. I didn't need it. The guides are working with me to get need out of our vocabulary because need implies an energy of lack. The guides say create from an energy of desire, but I wanted it, right? I wanted this training because in my soul, I could feel into the timeline that would open up for me if I could learn how to do some things that were tripping me up along the way, and I could learn how to do them at a really high level. I also find that the investment, it's a value exchange. And if it's like, okay, let's go, and I make the investment like that and it's challenging for me, I'm creating a lot of space because I'm giving up a lot of value. So I get a lot in return. It also alters how I show up to the experience, which is everything, by the way. So when I've invested a lot, I show up at a high level. I also think that there is power right now in how those decisions that we make to invest in our dreams, our desires, ourselves, our passions, our curiosity at a high level, how it shifts the value structure here on the planet. Because right now, the collective is very entranced in the world of the 10,000 things. We're hypnotized by it, and we spend a vast majority of our resources and our time on things that are not actually evolving us or inviting us to grow or take on new identity. So when we do make investments like this, I find that it begins to shift the value structure from things to experiences and to knowledge and information. Cool. All right. So the guides just want to help everybody who feels like they're working, like just kind of working with that energy of decisions that you make are shifting value structures on the planet. All right. The guides, we're jumping here from the specific scenario of making expensive investments versus, I shouldn't say versus, but I should say looking at the bigger picture of how our decision making affects collective and social paradigms. Here's following me. Hi, David Vega. I see you in the house. All right, so the guides want to open up neural pathways in the mind so that you can see how decision making is affecting the greater community at large. What this will likely look like for you. Take two. What this could look like for you is seeing how the decisions that you're making are affecting your family. So when I say community at large, you want to think of like the next ring of intimacy outward from you personally, which would be your family, right? So this is a good one. All right. So if you want to receive this activation of being able to understand more dynamically how the decisions that you are making are affecting your family at large, you can say yes now. And the guides will work to open up inner vision for you to see what is unseen. Cool stuff. All right. Thank you, Dink. That was a good one. All right. I'm going to grab another question here. Please keep your questions coming in. Also, let me know if this is helpful for you. Let me know what's landing for you. That's always nice for me to know what feels like it's helping you as we're going. All right, we got yes, yes, yes. Hola, wise one. Hola, thank you for being here. Just channeling. Just channeling, by the way. Human Emily is probably has an IQ of at least, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 points less than higher self Emily. All right, let's see. Shell baby, is my new business partner a good match? All right. So when we are in the space of the Akashic Records, I encourage my students and clients to ask open-ended questions rather than yes or no questions, because it allows us to get more intelligence. All right. So I want to invite those of you who want to play with this question. Maybe you don't have a new business partner, but maybe you have a romantic partner, new or old romantic partner. And so how we're going to alter the question just a little bit is, what are the lessons that I get to learn with this specific partner? Okay. And okay, the guides want to start here. Oh, I think they're going to go deep though here. They're going to talking about paradigms, collective paradigms of how civilizations and communities and structures work. Get ready. I think they're about to let it rip. All right. So first of all, let's play with part A of this question, which is what lessons do I get to learn with a specific partner? And I want you all to find someone in your field in your life right now that you can work with. Okay. So before we came into this space together, I opened up the Akashic Records of the Akashic Academy. So if you're at a place where you can slow down and do the work here with us, which means you're not driving or you're not taking care of small children or otherwise engaged with another activity, but if you're at a place where you can give your full presence, I'm going to invite you to get really still, because the intelligence, the consciousness of the Akashic Academy is flowing through this transmission, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on the replay. And you can tap into that frequency of higher mind and higher intelligence. Okay. And you can get specific information that flows into your mind, into your imagination right now, based on the questions that we ask. So first of all, let's set a clear intention. Who are you working with? You don't have to tell me in the comments. Just know. It's important that you know. And then asking your Akashic Records, what lessons do I get to work with this specific partner? Okay, Shell, I'm going to channel in what I hear and feel and see coming in for you. Okay, Shell, baby, we can talk about this one off camera, girl. All right, so I'm getting some energies that there's some past life, intense stuff that you might want to look at and clear. with this person before moving forward. But I do feel like that is the design. That's the goal. That's the higher intention. That is moving this relationship into divinity. It's evolving the relationship. But there will be some challenges along the way. I will share with you that before I got to that, okay, there's some stuff we need to work on here. There was a stream of light coming in that was so beautiful. And felt like it felt like a really great sign. It felt like an access to potentiality and abundance and resource. All right. All right. So everyone who is working individually on this one, you might want to take down some notes of what's coming in for you. And using the Akashic records to determine if this is a timeline we actually want to open, or is this a relationship that I actually want to get into, is a great way to use the Akashic records here on the planet. And a way that invites forethought and invites vision into our relationships in a way that humanity is not currently experiencing. What the guides are saying is, for the vast majority of humanity right now, relationships, whether they're romantic relationships or business partner relationships, not true of children, because children choose their parents. But they're saying that's one of the only consciously chosen relationships that is left intact here on the planet. The rest of them are chosen on the subconscious level, which means that we are attracted to each other for reasons that we don't quite understand, to work our shit out. Whether it's shit that we're holding from past lives, meaning past life betrayal, or massive amount of other things, or in this lifetime, we have trauma that we hold from this lifetime too. And what happens is, because a lot of our energetic healing mechanisms have been buried on the planet, we're seeing them come back with a force and a vengeance right now. Yoga, Reiki, theta healing, crystals, all these different ways to really work on the foundational level of our energy field, because modern day medicine only works on the symptoms of the trauma, whether they're emotional or they're physical symptoms. We need to go back to some more ancient medicine. Some Eastern medicine has a lot of these philosophies still intact. Okay. All right. So let me come back in here to relationships. So what the guides were saying is that we need to be aware and take ownership for, we've gotten ourselves into relationships by just saying, oh, there's something that I like being, something that it like enlightens, or sometimes it even is a dysfunctional energy. It's more like a weird addiction, hurts so good, like when we get addicted to drama or narcissism. But we can't always pinpoint exactly why we love being in someone's field, but we just get a charge from it, so we continue to do it. And we just allow a relationship to unfold. And what happens is, the more we do that, the more our energy, physical, emotional, spiritual energy gets entangled. And so it feels like we should have a commitment, or we should make a commitment, or a commitment is the next thing coming. But that's not of the highest level of clarity and truth. It's a symptom of how we've entangled our energy with somebody without making a conscious choice. So what we can begin to do is come at this from a more enlightened perspective and say, all right, what do I want out of a relationship? First of all, romantic or business? What are my goals? Defining what you want and what you want to create. man, you are a powerful creator. And if you don't take the time to intentionally do this in your life and you operate on default, whether it's your business or your relationships or XYZ, fill in the blank, you're missing an opportunity to create with a high level of intentionality and mastery. And I'm not saying that go with the flow isn't an important season that we need to embrace, energy that we need to embrace in our life. But don't go into avoidance around how powerful you are. Okay? Flow energy is something that should keep you in alignment with your highest timeline. All right, let me know if that was helpful to you. I feel the guides want me to move on to the next piece here. Let me see if there's an activation that I want to bring in around this idea of relationships. Oh, and then using the Akashic records really to look into a timeline on opening, I should say, take two. Another way to use the Akashic records is to go into a state of meditation and ask to feel into or see the timeline of this relationship unfolding. Those of you who have been doing this work at a higher level, at an advanced level, you'll likely see things in your mind. You'll see scenarios playing out, or you will hear intelligence coming in. Those of you who are beginners and it can feel more challenging to pick up on the subtle cues of your imagination, that you might feel like the imagination is somewhat blank. If that's the case, I'll say tune into the body. Notice how your body feels. Just sit there and say, all right, if I go into a relationship with this person, business, romantic, if I make this decision to lean into this investment, what's there for me? And see what you get coming into your imagination. All right. It's that easy to use. All right. So I did promise you all a gift. If you're joining me on Instagram, I want to invite you to check out Linktree in my bio after this and find the PDF worksheet we have. Open a vortex in your own home. For those of you who are on StreamYard, I'm going to leave it for you right here again. This is an awesome resource that my team has put together that will take you step by step through the process of creating intention and sacred space in your home, that you can call in the frequency of higher intelligence. You can call in the frequency of joy, laughter. This is designed to be a tool that supports you in your evolutionary growth here on the planet. So I want to make sure that you all have access to that. Again, we are powerful creators here. And as we tap in with intention and we support ourselves, we invite higher frequency energy into our physical environments to support us. You will hold a vibrational frequency of love and compassion and wisdom. It's going to change your life. It changes how you approach life. All right, we got 2 minutes here. And I see my friend David Vega. David said something told me to come in. How are the eclipses going to affect our thought? And what should we do about it to keep our positive energies? I feel drained and tired of everything. Yes. So as we are working with the full moon aspect of the eclipse energies, full moon is a time where we symbolically have the opportunity to see into the darkness. The full moon is at its highest illumination. And so we see into the darkness or the shadow or the subconscious, right? We're seeing aspects of our behavior. You might also see aspects of your thought. For me, here's what it looks like. I see where I complain all the time. I see where my default mode of my mind, if I can get too tired or worn out, it especially happens, but default mode of my mind can, let me call it old default mode. Old default mode of my mind is flipped to negative to see what is wrong first. And I look around and be like, see all the things I need to fix. This especially happens if I've been traveling and I've left my children home alone and I come back. Usually what I see is everything that they didn't do correctly and what needs to be fixed. And it allows me to see, oh, this operating system is still happening inside of my mind. Okay, that's what it looks like for me. I would love to know what it looks like for you all when you begin to perceive your own dark thoughts, when you become aware of them. I'm going to encourage you to share in the comments. We're going to wrap up for today. I hope that this time spent together has been of service to you. And I do ask for you to share in the comments, what does it look like for you as your negative thoughts, your shadow thoughts present themselves? It's going to be a really helpful exploration for us all as we begin to see ourselves and see the density differently because we've now invited it forward. So grace is always good, right, Polly? Right. All right. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you back here next week.